Chapter 8, A Long Way from LoveCorp. After what feels like hours of running through the dense forest, you, Nico, and Harley stop to catch your breath in a clearing. Do you, think we lost him? I don't think I can, go any further. I doubt that LoveCorp agents even follow us out of the city to begin with. And they definitely won't follow us this deep into the forest, at least not without getting back for specialized gear. Harley, why wouldn't the agents follow us out here? What kind of gear are we talking about? Do you even know where we are? Or do I have to add Lost in the Woods to my list of reasons today sucks? Tell me it's not an actual list. If I had color-coded planner with me, it would be. Harley rolls her eyes, but she's smiling faintly. Lucky for you, I know this forest by heart, and we're definitely not lost. You slump against a tree trunk as reality of the day hits you, from everything you learned about LoveCorp to where you are now. You know, this is the first time that I've had actually been in a forest, which somehow might be the craziest thing that's happened today. The density of the vegetation alone, it's like being on another planet. You watch in fascination as a worm burrows into the dirt nearby, and you run your hand along the rough bark of the tree. I can't believe there's any untouched land near the city. Every so often, they expand the city and take down some of the woods in the process, but I think they prefer to keep their people in as small a place as possible. It does make it easier to keep an eye on them. Just another thing that seemed normal, but in hindsight it isn't. Across from you, Nico lets out a heavy sigh. I still can't believe that what they've been using my research for all these years, and I never suspected a thing. Nico, can we save the trauma processing for later? I want to set up camp before it gets any darker. And lucky for you, I keep a few pop-up tents in my bag, so we don't have to completely rough it. You and Nico just gape at her. You mean we're sleeping out here all night? Oh, that feels so old-fashioned. I didn't even know they still made tents. Isn't that what houses are for? Yeah, I don't get why anyone would choose to live like a caveman. Because it's peaceful. Lord, is it peaceful. Harley shakes her head and just pulls out 2 folded-up pieces of fabric from her bag. Well, the first thing a smart camper does is set up their shelter. She hands you a corner of one of the tents and hands Nico another, and the 3 of you shake out the fabric together. Then we just thread this pole through the slots. She unfolds a thin strip of metal and hands one to both of you and Nico. Nico easily slips his into the seam, but yours keeps bending. I think mine might be broken. Harley grabs the pole from you and weaves it through your tent. And after some trial and error, you have 3 tents set up around the clearing. So she did that with 2 pieces of fabric and a metal pole for each of you. Can we see this? Can we see a picture, please? Second order of business, fire. Spread out, gather whatever wood you can find. The bigger the better. And make sure it's not wet. No, you're gonna leave that out? Okay. Pushing through the brush, you gather as much wood as your arms can hold, only to find Nico and Harley arguing when you return. I said stack the wood, not pile it. If we do it your way, the whole thing will topple over. If we don't do it my way, I'll... Grrr. Heat floods your face as you realize the sound came from your stomach. Sorry. I'm sorry. Erica, we need to be working together right now. Not fighting. I didn't take it personally. Hunger makes everyone irritable. I would kill for a love burger right now. Or a love taco. Even a love witch sounds nice. Don't tell me you miss civilization that much already. I now know that it was all a lie. That doesn't mean I don't miss part of it. I mean, I left so much behind. I might not never see my best friend ever again. But it does make me feel a bit better about our situation. Oh, you're taking this a lot better than I expected. We don't have much of a choice, do we? I just wish we had answers to some of our questions, but maybe those will come in time. Well, we aren't going to get that much more done until we eat something. I've got some protein bars in my bag, but if you guys are up for it, we could try putting together an actual meal. How? We're nowhere near a Love Mart. Everything we need is in the forest. We're stuck out here anyway. Might as well make the most of it. And I have to say, making food the way our ancestors used to do actually sounds like fun. You glance between both of them, noting how the tension around them has ebbed alongside this idea. Maybe some teamwork and food in our bellies will keep us from butting heads. We should make some food. Why not, like Nico said? We're stuck here. Well then, we need to gather some food. I can hunt some game, since I think I'm the only one of us who knows how to use a bow. Hassan, think you can forage for some safe plants, fruits, and not manage to poison us all? If you wind up poisoned, Harley, I can assure you it won't be accidental. She rolls her eyes and then turns to you. What do you want to do, Ward? Hunting or gathering? I really don't have experience with either of those things. I'm sure we'd both be more than happy to teach you. I mean, it's pretty easy to hunt. Let's see what he's got. I can't promise not to scream at the sight of a wild animal, so... Plant wins this round. By a long shot. Given plants won't attack when you get too close. Who's gonna tell her? Yeah, you'd be surprised. Lots of plants have spines or irritating fibers. But I'll be sure to keep you away from those. Nico leads you through the trees, only to stop in front of a bush dotted with white and yellow flowers. Aha, there you are. Are you talking to the flowers? It never hurts to be polite. You watch as he crouches in front of the bush and runs a finger over each flower petal. I really wanted to say something, but I'm just gonna be quiet. These should be great for seasoning Harley's game. Lots of antioxidants, even a little vitamin D. As he cuts a few of the flowers, you wander over a cluster of gorgeous, almost translucent violet plants. What are these? His eyes light up and he crouches down eagerly. Oh, moon lilies. I can't believe they're actually growing out here. We can hardly even cultivate them in a controlled greenhouse. They smell absolutely delightful. You lean over his shoulder to get close enough to the flower to breathe in the sweet scent, and you hear Nico sucking a sharp breath. Pick a flower for him. Leaning in further, you press your chest almost flush against his back and carefully pick one of the moon lilies. For you. You present it with a flourish, but even when Nico takes it from you, spinning it between his fingers, he only has eyes for you. A soft smile spreads across his face, features lit up by the soft glow of the moonlight. I'll cherish it forever. Or at least until it wilts. You can still cherish it after, just put it in a book. Nico turns back to the flowers, lightly brushing them to the side so he can peer beneath their massive leaves. Look at this, mushrooms. That should give us some protein, though I'd still like to find some nuts to supplement that. Maybe some fruit too. Making sure we have a well-balanced meal. Being on the run is no excuse for a poor diet. I feel like that was a jab. Don't we all have poor diets at this point? Let's be honest. And I'm talking about each and one of you listening. You help him gather the mushrooms and a few other things before heading back through the trees. Returning to your campsite, the three of you set about building a fire and pulling the resources you gathered. I don't think you got enough leaves, Hassan? They're spices, Harley. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. They look like leaves to me. Or maybe wilted spinach? Nico makes an indignant noise before wrapping a hand around the plants. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Are you trying to cover their ears? Harley slowly roasts the game over the fire, while you and Nico chop up vegetables, and soon you're all digging in. Okay, what game? We got hunting squirrel, deer, raccoon, fox. What'd she hunt? We don't know. Okay, this is way better than a love burger, and I don't know if I'm saying that because it took so much work or because it's actually that good. It's better than most meals I manage to scrounge up when I'm out here. But as she goes to rotate what's left of the game over the fire, she suddenly jerks away, clutching her arm. Ow! Did you burn yourself? She hisses as she lets go of her arm, revealing a painful-looking blister already beginning to form. Here, let me. He picks up some of the leaves and crushes them into a paste, which Harley allows to be slathered over her blister. That should help with the burn. Thanks. Oh, so the two of you can get along. You just needed to spend some time together. Somehow I don't think a casual hang at my place would have had the same effect. Yeah, forced proximity is a key factor here. Details. The three of you finish off the last of the food, and Harley lets out a satisfied sigh as she sits back on her hands. Alright, Ward, I think you've earned yourself a freebie. Ask away. What? She winks, eye sparkling. Ask me anything you want to. Even if it's one of your silly application questions, I promise I'll play along. It's my sorry I broke your fragile reality gift to you. Why don't I get a broken reality gift? You're getting to hear my answer, that's gift enough. Well, we can all play along. It's no fun otherwise. My question is, what's one word that describes you? What's your most prized possession? Sweet or sour? You know, you forgot to put spicy in there. I'm just saying. What? What's one word that describes you? Perfect. Oh, bullshit, it doesn't exist. I do recall you saying you'd play along, so why don't you try that again? Fine, impulsive. Mine would have been... careful. I'm just curious. Now, how about a little dessert? Nico pulls out a couple bright red fruits that seem to glisten in the firelight. I don't mind if I do. You take a bite of the berry, letting the sweet flavor wash over your tongue as Harley and Nico do the same. Oh, it's delicious. You all sit there for a moment in content silence, and Harley smiles. Good work, you two. If this were the olden days, you'd have earned your Cook in the Wilderness badges. This was much better than a cold protein bar. And the company wasn't bad either. After a while, Harley rubs her eyes, looking exhausted. So, what comes next? You were the one who wanted proof from LoveCorp. Do you have a plan for what to do with it? She pokes at the fire with a stick. Honestly, I never thought I'd get this far. What? You assumed we'd get caught. And you let us go through with it anyway? I just didn't assume we'd get caught, but I always knew it was a possibility. So did both of you. Erica, I didn't know there was a full-scale brainwashing operation going on where the LoveCorp was already suspicious of us. I didn't know that either. All I had were theories. Besides, would knowing that have changed your mind? Would you be able to ignore what just happened? Nico deflates a little, sighing heavily. Of course not. But don't you think we should have all that information before we made the choice to do this? I don't know, it's called street smarts? Common sense? We knew the risks. Watching Chloe have that seizure, getting stonewalled by Oscar, meeting all those people LoveCorp hurt. Even if I didn't have all the details, I knew what I was getting into. We both did. He sighs again. You're right, I'm sorry, Harley. It's just an adjustment, I get it. level with us, Harley. There must be someone you were going to give that information to. There is, but making contact isn't an option right now. I can't risk leading LoveCorp right to them. Which brings us back to my original question, what now? Well, I mean, I'm not sure we really have a choice. It's not like we can go to the city. We can't stay out here indefinitely either. Bullshit, you can't. You got a tent. I'd like to give it a week to ensure we shook those LoveCorp guards, but after that I can take you to meet my contacts. Assuming that's what you want. It's hard to know what I want. I never had the choice before. Right. Even being out this late feels strange. I keep thinking I need to get back home before curfew, but there's no curfew anymore. We're certainly a long way from LoveCorp. I'm glad I finally got out. This isn't exactly how I imagined it. I figured I'd move somewhere else, maybe transfer to another LoveCorp office, but just look at this place. Who knows what other wonders are out here? Nothing dulls the optimism of yours, does it? Nope. She does have a point. I only wish we'd have a chance to say goodbye, and an option to go back. I mean, our work, our friends, our lives, it's all gone now. Maybe I shouldn't be the one to decide what's next for us then. I mean, my decisions led us here. Kind of like a moment ago. We all knew we were getting in with it. It's not your fault. You didn't know all the facts. Not when LoveCorp was trying so hard to keep them from you. What do you think we should do, Harley? I think the best plan is for us to stay here for a while, lay low, let LoveCorp think we've disappeared. Nico shakes his head emphatically. Staying here will make us sitting ducks. They know we are in the restricted lab. They're not going to stop looking for us. What we actually need to do is get the truth about the brainwashing out there before LoveCorp has a chance to destroy the evidence. That would put a glowing neon target on our backs. You already have one. It's not like we stand a chance against them anyway, given that they have the ability to brainwash us at any time. They can't brainwash me. That doesn't make you special, Harley. They can get to you as easily as they can get to anyone else. Stop it. Arguing isn't helping anything. Both of them immediately fall silent and you take a deep breath before continuing. Look. There's no good option. I think our odds of surviving are roughly the same whether we stay or go. That is to say, 50-50. Can we double check them out there? Because I'm not loving those odds. She's actually being more generous with a number than I would be. Yeah, no, it's about 25%, maybe less. I'd lean towards about 15%, but shh, don't talk about it. But as you open your mouth to speak again, all that comes out is a long yawn. Maybe we table this discussion until morning. I don't think we're going to get anywhere tonight. We'll think it better after a good night's sleep anyway. Not sure how good it'll be given we're sleeping on the ground. Oh my god, sourpuss, shut up. But as Harley heads for her tent, Nico lingers behind, shifting between both of his feet. Hey, I'll probably be up for a bit longer, but I think I'm a little too wired to fall asleep right now. Normally I play video games or something, but, your tent didn't come with a console? Harley must have forgotten him. The two of you share a grin, and for a moment it doesn't feel like the world as you know it has ended. Anyway, if you have any trouble sleeping or I don't know, don't want to be on your own tonight. He takes a deep breath before meeting your gaze directly, an intensity in his eyes you've never seen before. You could come stay in my tent, we could cuddle up together, just the two of us. After everything we've been through today, I just really want to hold you. Nico. You don't have to answer him right now, but my tent is open to you for whatever you want. Nico gives you a final smile before heading to his tent, leaving you standing alone in the clearing. Hey, I got a question. Can I just lay here under the stars and just look up and enjoy this moment? Alright, keep your hands to yourself, Nico. Look, there's a sleeping bag, 3 pillows, lights, backpack. Come on now. Cross over to Nico's tent, unzipping it and stepping inside. Nico looks up from where he's seated on the ground and gives you a soft, gentle smile that makes your heart flutter. What's that look for? He scoots over on his sleeping bag, patting the spot beside him, and you sit down, close enough to feel the warmth of his body. I'm just really grateful that you're here with me. Lately, I've felt so unsure of, well, basically everything, but you've been the one constant through it all. Really? But we haven't known each other for very long. I wasn't even part of your life until a week ago. I know, and I know better than to believe that LoveCorp told us about the Soulmate program about our compatibility. I know it could all just be fudge data, brainwashing. It reaches over and takes your hand between the both of his. But when I look at you, he does just that, meeting your gaze, desire, devotion, all tangled up in his eyes. When I look at you, it feels more real than anything I've ever felt. Nico. This feels real to me, too. It's part of why everything we've learned has been so confusing. The whole program is a lie, and our results probably were too, but I've been more certain of anything than I am about you. His grip tightens on your hand, and he can't seem to keep the smile off his face. I think maybe we should trust that feeling. You shift your hand so you can intertwine your fingers with his. Yeah, we should. You seem like you've been taking all this in stride, the brainwashing, the going on the run. I don't know about that. I do particularly well with unknowns, and this whole situation is just a bundle of those. But until we figure some of this out, all we can really do is put one foot in front of the other. He gives you a wry smile, and it helps that I'm not having to do any of it alone. I've got you and Harley, even if I don't agree with her most of the time. But what about you? How are you feeling about everything? I feel completely lost, relieved that the worst is over, pretty numb. I'm gonna go with pretty numb. Listen, it's how I handle most trauma. Anyway, I don't feel much of anything. And I don't know if that's because I haven't processed it yet, or because I don't know how I should feel. I'm not sure if that's better or worse than the back and forth between angry and miserable I'm feeling. I was so complicit in so much of what LoveCorp did, but it was all still them behind it all. The two of you fall silent, and while you've been alone with Nico before, this is different. All the expectations between you are gone, and that leaves a heated tension in the air, making you shiver. Are you cold, or do you want to use a sleeping bag as a blanket? I do recall you saying something about wanting to hold me. Specifically cuddling. More than anything. He lets go of your hand and opens his arms, the corner of his lips twitching up in a smirk. Well, maybe not anything. What else do you have in mind? Did you need to ask? Well, we could just try and get some sleep, or we could take things to the next step, really be together the way we thought we were meant to be. Heat flares in his eyes as he leans towards you, as though caught in your gravity like a moon clinging to its planet. I know LoveCorp would had us move slower, but I don't care what they want. I just care what you want. Your eyes dip to his lips, recalling how they felt against you as the gala only a few days ago. I go nap. What? Kiss him. You close the final minuscule, meaningless gap between you, pressing your lips against his. The kiss is slow at first, gentle, soft, the way he always is, but the intensity rapidly builds as he licks along your lower lip. This is what I want. You're hardly parted for a moment when he surges forward to capture your lips again. Heat floods through your body as he takes hold of your waist and pulls you into his lap, so you're straddling him. We went from kissing to just, I wanted it for so long. Sorry. Oh boy. It's hard not to laugh at the way I made him sound. Anyway. Here comes his cheek in your hand, brushing your thumb softly over his skin as you draw him in again. You teasingly nib at his lip as you break apart, and he melts beneath you, a shudder running through his body. Oh, you're incredible, you know that? Moving on instinct, you trail kisses down his jaw to his neck, searching for every spot that makes him gasp. Then you lick over his pulse point, and he lets out a low groan that has molten heat pooling in your belly. You know, they didn't ask how I felt about the vocal soulmates during my intake. Which is good, because I had no idea how important that quality was to me. He laughs, the sound rumbling through you, and then he kisses your neck, sending little sparks of pleasure through you. He nips at your collarbone, and you can't help but cry out, throwing your head back. Nico. That's all it takes for him to abruptly flip your positions, rolling you off of him so he can brace himself above you. She's in the other tent going, "Really, mother?" Listen, if you've ever camped out in the wilderness, right? It's pretty damn quiet, okay? So she's right next to our tent. Not like she can't hear everything that's going on. His eyes are dark as he leans down to kiss you bashfully, and when he next speaks, there's a desperate edge to his voice. Say it again. Say my name. You loop your arms around his neck, pulling him down until you can whisper next to your next words against his lips. Nico. The next kiss is frantic, desperate, overwhelming, like you and him are the only two people alive in your universe is this tent. He bunches your clothing and his fist tugging at it, as though it wants nothing more than to rip it off of you. Can I... Yes, please. He immediately starts to strip your clothes off, the two of you sharing a smile when he gets a zipper stuck. When you're finally bare beneath him, his gaze rakes hungrily down your body, making you flush. Okay. You are beyond beautiful. You unbutton his shirt, slowly revealing more and more of his chest until you can push the fabric off his shoulders. His belt and pants follow. Soon he's just as bare as you are, and you let your eyes trail over his lean muscle. I knew I should have picked that gone to sleep option, damn it. If this were a LoveCorp survey, I'd give you top marks all around. He reaches out, hesitating for only a moment, before running his hands reverently down your chest. You suck in a breath as he rolls your breast in his hand, the sensation as new as it is exciting. Says the woman who breaks all the curves. I remember seeing you that night at the club. He trails off as his hand glides further down your body, admiration evident in every touch. Yet his eyes stay glued to your face, taking your every reaction as though committing them to memory. What do you remember? Thinking that I had to be dreaming, because even after just meeting your eyes, I felt like I was right where I needed to be by your side. His words alone throw fuel on the fire burning inside of you, and you crash your lips to his. You wrap your arms around him, pulling him down to you so you can feel his skin against yours. Erica, what do you want? Whatever it is, I'll give it to you if I can. I want to just cuddle. Just having you hold me like this, that's all I need. You kiss him again, softer this time, like a smoldering ember rather than a burning inferno, before he drops down by your side. I couldn't agree more. He wraps his arms around you as you cuddle underneath the sleeping bag, his hand rubbing soothing circles over your back. Do you ever wonder if we were even supposed to be paired in the first place? You nod, snuggling deeper into his side so you can feel every breath he takes. If the program worked as intended, would we have ended up like this, or was this whole thing LoveCorp putting pieces into place? I don't know if we should have been paired. I don't know if anyone should have been. Who knows what the program's real calculations were? You glance up to find him watching you with pure affection in his eyes. But I'd like to think we would have ended up like this either way. That's the real part of this. That's real. And that part's just for us. You can't help but steal another kiss from me before the two of you settle down, drifting to sleep in each other's arms. Suspenseful music means, uh-oh. In the middle of the night, you're startled awake as someone grabs a hold of your arm, squeezing tight. Nico, what are you... But when you open your eyes, you find yourself face to face with an angry LoveCorp guard. You're coming with us. Kick her in the shin, scream for help, throw the sleeping bag at her. Kick her in the shin. Let go of me. Using all your available strength, you slam your toe into the shoe. Slam the toe of your shoe into the guard's leg. Which is weird, we have shoes on right now, but okay. Her grip loosens as she reels back in pain, and you yank away and dart past her outside. You find Nico and Harley fighting off another LoveCorp agent. The moment Harley spots you, she shouts, "Run!" The three of you immediately take off into the forest, weaving through the trees as quickly as you can. What's going on? LoveCorp caught up to us. So we're just running? Where are we even going? Anywhere but here. We can't do this forever, Harley. Eventually they're going to catch up. You all skid to a halt as another agent steps out of the trees in front of you, pointing a heavy-duty gun right at your chest. Moments later, the ones chasing you emerge from the trees behind you, leaving you surrounded. What do you want from us? Bosses just have some questions for you kids. Come with us and no one has to get hurt. Don't listen to him. If we go with him, we're as good as dead. Pretend to surrender. Slowly, you raise both your hands and turn your most placating customer service smile on the agent. I'll come with you, officer. Like hell you will, Ward. This isn't a disciplinary meeting. This is your life. We're not letting you go anywhere alone. Ignoring both of them, you step forward, and the moment the guard lowers the gun, you make a grab for it. Hey, that's mine! Not anymore, it isn't. As the two of you wrestle over the gun, Nico and Harley rush the other agents. I think it's time for you to stop! He pulls a holographic card out of his pocket, and you immediately recognize the image on it. Okay. So it's the tree thingy. Your limbs grow sluggish, refusing to move, and the guard shoves you back, smirking down at you. It's like your whole body has a mind of its own, and every fiber of your being wants one thing: to obey. Now, you stay right here while we deal with your friends. No. You try to struggle to move, to do anything as the guard leaves you there, but all you can do is cry out for help. Nico! I'm coming. He slams a thick tree branch into the nearest guard's face, and they drop down to the ground, allowing him to rush over to you. He drops down beside you, putting his hands on your shoulders, the touch already helping to anchor you. I can't move. The brainwashing. Just focus on me. You look into his eyes and push away the sounds of the fighting all around you, and with a slow, deep breath, you feel your control flood back. There you go. You turn and see Harley cornered by the two LoveCorp guards, her fist raised even as she forced to back away. I could use a little help over here. We're coming. Scrambling on your feet, you take off running just as one of the guards raises his gun. Scream at him, jumping on his back, throw myself in front of Harley. Jump on his back. You leap on the guard's back, he accidentally fires his gun into the air as he falls back. You! Oh, stop trying to hurt my friends. As you keep a hold of the guard, Harley raises her foot and brings it down hard on the man's face. He goes limp in your arms. At the same time, Nico smashes the tree branch into the side of the last guard's head, knocking them out. With all the agents now lying unconscious on the ground, you, Nico, and Harley stand silently together for a moment. I think we got them all. What was that about us not standing a chance against LoveCorp, Nico? That's assuming they only sent one group of agents after us, and I don't want to wait around here to find out if that's the case. But where can we go? If they could find us here, they can find us anywhere. Nowhere is going to be safe enough. If we meet up with my contacts, we'll be safe there. But I thought you said you were worried about leading LoveCorp right to them. I am, but I don't think we have any other choice. Just know that it might not be the friendliest reception. The three of you hike through the night, and just as the sun rises, you arrive at a series of dilapidated-looking warehouses. Are you sure we're in the right place? Unfortunately. With a deep breath, Harley walks up to one of the warehouse doors, knocks on it 3 times. She looks more nervous than you've ever seen her, and you touch her shoulder gently. Where are we exactly? And who are your contacts that are living out here? She scoffs her foot in the dirt, refusing to meet you or Nico's eyes. This is a Volition base, or rather, the Volition base. You brought us to the Volition? The rebel group that's been fighting against LoveCorp forever, the one responsible for bombings over the city? That Volition? I don't know of another, do you? And you're, what, a member? Something like that. But won't they be suspicious of us? I mean, Nico and I are both used to work at LoveCorp. I'll vouch for you, don't worry. Besides, the information you helped steal ought to be more than enough to prove that you're on our side. But the Volition was deemed an active terrorist organization. How can you... Who deemed them that, Hassan? LoveCorp. Exactly. It would make sense that LoveCorp wants everyone to think that the people who oppose them are awful. I'm not saying that they're perfect. They're far from it, but they're... She abruptly falls silent as the warehouse door swings open, revealing a woman in rough-looking clothes. I'm calling it now. Mother or aunt? She peers out at you suspiciously, but when she sees Harley standing next to you, her eyes wide. Harley? What are you doing here, and who are these people? Hi, Mom. Oh, look at that. Called it. So without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and if you haven't already, to subscribe. So, the reason why I already knew who that was going to be, aunt or mother, was because, I mean, we've been doing this app for how many years now? And so the writers of this stuff lean more so towards their mothers than their fathers. I think we've only had like 2... I want to say 2, maybe 3 father interests in our entire existence of this whole entire app. Most everything is mothers. I'm just sitting here going, you realize fathers do exist, right? Like, they do exist. As a person who didn't grow up with my father, I still had a father figure. So, just throwing that out there. That's something we haven't really seen much of either, have we? We haven't seen stepdads in this shit, have we? Like, they don't exist. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we've had like one... We've had more stepmothers than we've had stepdads, I know that. I think we've had maybe one stepfather. In all of the books. I think 1. And that's pushing it. I'm going to be honest with you. So, I think the writers have a real anti-father figure thing going on. And, you know, here, again, like I said, I had father figure in my life, right? And it's kind of like here's my thought, right? I don't have any kids of my own, haven't been great at, like, haven't been, what's the word for it? Basically, I haven't been gifted with the ability to like, be with a woman, right? Like, one that I can settle down with and be like, yeah, let's have a kid, right? That's how it is for me, right? A lot of guys just abuse that ability. A lot of women do, too. Keep that in mind. So, with that being said, even if I did or did not have that ability, let's just say I met some woman, she's got kids, I would want to be a father figure for them. I also look at it this way. There may be people in the future, right, or even now, that let their kids, you know, watch YouTube or whatnot, and they stumble across my channel. I want to be a father figure And not just a father figure, but someone that passes on wisdom, someone who gives you a little bit of street smarts, gives you book smarts, gives you a lot of smarts, and tries to pass on some experiences and whatnot that I personally have gone through, right? So I don't know. I just I've had, let's put it this way. This is why I like a little bit of balance, right? I wouldn't mind seeing more male representation because there is a lot of homes that, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, don't have male figures in them. Um, there's homes that don't have mom figures in them either, but, I digress. It just seems like in this app, everybody's got a mother, but no one ever has a father. And so I wouldn't mind just seeing a little bit more representation there. Maybe people being like, hey, I wish I did have a dad. And if I did, I wish that my dad was like that person. Just throwing that out there, right? I don't want to be nitpicky, but at the same time, it's just how I feel, right? Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Well, actually, I do. I got off my track of mine. So I've just had bad experiences with mother figures. How about that? I've had more bad experiences with mother figures than I've had with the father figures. Okay? So for me, the scales are a little leaning towards the other side, and then you get on social media, and just every day I also see a lot of things that are anti-guy. And it's kind of like a Debbie Downer for me. Really, it is, especially as a guy who tries to be the good guy, not a nice guy, not a bad guy, but a good guy. And you can be someone who is chivalrous and respectful and has morals and all these other things, but don't FAFO with me because you will find out, right? They're like, everybody has that nice guy persona, right? Everybody wants to live up to it. No, you need to find a good guy, not a bad guy, not a nice guy, a good guy, right? Someone who, when crossed, especially when someone who they love is crossed, they just will rain brimstone and hellfire upon whatever, cross them. Okay? That's all I'm gonna leave you with. So once again, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.